Well, guys, I just don't know what to do anymore. You can game plan all you want. You can, think everything's gonna go the way you're gonna have it, and today just goes to show you it never happens that way. Well, maybe it does, but not for me. I got down in that place, set up. Gobbler was roosted a little bit on the ridge, not right on that logging road how he was before. Sat there, did one or two tree calls. He answered. Figured I'd just sit down and wait. Shortly before I made the calls, a guy comes walking down the logging road, and I told him, "Hey, bud, they're roosted right there." He's like, "I know where they're roosted," and he started to walk. I was like, "Really, man?" He said some choice words and turned around. Like, you gotta be kidding me. But that's what I'm dealing with here. That's why I said I have to be in here early to get on those birds. But set up, and it sounded like he flew down and was working away from me. And with yesterday, I knew as soon as that happens, I need to make a game plan. So I went over and sat on the corner of that ridge. I thought he was going to go down to this one opening in the strip mine. So I just kind of sat there and listened. I didn't hear him. So I just gave a couple tree yelps. Here he's 30 yards away from me, roosted in the tree still. I'm like, oh man, I just botched this bad. I just knew, And so I sat there and just waited, and he'd gobble at, crows, and just watching the time tick by. And, I regret even making that call, because I think if I would just sat down and listened, eventually he would have flew down without hearing anything, and, then I could have worked him. But because I, was in panic mode because of what happened yesterday, just botched it. Totally freaking botched it. And I was sitting there and I looked at my phone. It was 6:30. I was like, man, I got 10 minutes. So I started, cutting at him a little bit, trying to get him fired up to fly down. He wouldn't fly down. And last ditch effort, I gobbled on my mouth call. And not even 30 seconds later, he flies right at me and lands just down over the knoll that I couldn't see him. And then his hen started, and I could hear her calling, walking away. I tried cutting at her, and she wasn't having anything to do with it, so I figured before I botch it totally for tomorrow, I'm just going to head out. So it's the way it goes. A little bit of a rough season here in Pennsylvania for me, but I appreciate all the support from you guys, cheering me on, helping me out, and one of these days we'll make it happen. There's a little bunny came out to listen to me talking today. Alrighty, I gotta get to work. I'm probably gonna be a little bit late anyway, but that's the way it goes. Thanks again.